And I'm making the assumption they could not be happier. And I think my assumption is correct. And the reason why is because now they have something to complain about. I do not see Democrat voters and personalities, I mean staunch ones like diehards, as people who actually care about policy. There's this great post-mortem from Destiny, the liberal, and clips are going around. And in one, there's this guy saying, well, you know, the thing is Republicans moralize and Democrats, they just like to use facts and numbers. And when they say, look, this will do that and this will do this, people just don't care. Okay, interesting. Let's play a game. Name some of Kamala's policies. I mean, functionally policies. Like,
I mean, we can do the three that she talked about at the debate right off the top of her head. She had the, I don't remember the amount. Was it a $25,000 first-time tax credit for first-time home buyers? There was the $6,000 expansion of the child tax credit, which worked under the Biden admin. And then there was the deduction that she wanted to do for small businesses that could roll over. I mean, like, those are three off the top of my head. Kamala didn't talk about policy a ton, to be fair, but it was also because Trump never talked about policy, ever. Trump has no policy except for tariffs. But if you want to talk policy, Kamala talked more policy than Trump did. But I mean, what do you want to say? I mean...
What was she going to do that was going to make the economy better? That's right. You see, Democrats don't actually have any plans.
Well... It's also hard to say what could she do to make it better when Biden got a lot of it done too. I mean, like, Democrats don't have any plans. What about the CHIPS Act? What about the IRA? What about the Build Back America plan? I mean, like, these are massive legislative achievements that Kamala would oversee the implementation of in her administration. Trump has nothing like this. So, I mean, what's the comparison?
They didn't have any plans, and that's why they lost.
They did. What did Trump pass? Infrastructure? Wasn't that what was the Build Back America? Wasn't that what it was called? The infrastructure bill was called that? Was it the Build Back Better plan? Or wait, or was that the name of the thing? That's the thing that didn't pass. America Infrastructure Bill. Oh no, it was just called the Bipartisan Infrastructure Deal. Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. My bad. But still, yeah, I mean,
they're playing this game where they're like, why don't we have a Joe Rogan or a Tim Pool?
Nobody wants a left Tim Pool, my dude. Lil bro, you're not part of that conversation. Appreciate Destiny being resilient with all this stuff, but how are you not mind-fucked with back-to-back getting shit on by the far left for being a Nazi to Tim Pool, shitting you for being too left? It's all just anti-establishment losers.
They actually have any plans. They didn't have any plans, and that's why they lost. They're playing this game where they're like, why don't we have a Joe Rogan or a Tim Pool? Or Theo Von. I'm not the biggest name, but the reality is, you did. And then you went nuts. And see, let me tell you where a Joe Rogan, a Tim Pool, and a Theo Von actually are. Theo Von is man, during Trump, it was great. My friend bought a boat. That was funny. Everybody loved that. Joe Rogan and I, probably much more I than Joe Rogan, because I came out and backed Trump in 2020. I'm just like, hey man, whichever party is making the right sales pitch, I'll take. If your plans make sense, they adhere properly to a functional system, I'm going to vote for it. Democrats don't do that.
Do you think he's going to, I'm in disagreements, we take from the, yeah, I might do it, okay? I might do it, okay? What was the sales pitch from Trump? Do you think he's going to name, do I want to listen to this whole fucking video? Do you think he's going to name a single policy or plan from Trump besides tariffs in this entire video?
Some do, most do not. And I'm going to throw it right to the top level.
Yes.
What were Donald Trump's plans?
Yes.
Okay, so Trump comes out and says,
please tell me something. Don't give me an effect. Don't say things like make housing more affordable or reduce immigration. Don't give me like an effect. Tell me what were the actual plans.
We've got an illegal immigration problem. This is displacing low-skilled workers.
Yes.
And you're like,
Okay, so what was his plan for that?
Okay. Yeah, people are upset about this. They're going to the community centers and they're finding illegal immigrants occupying buildings and things like this.
Okay, what was
Democrats were like, refugees need our help and Trump is Hitler. And you're like, yeah, can you...
Well, but Democrats had a bill in Congress that they were going to pass that Trump pulled the plug on. So that was it. So you just gave an example for the Democrats where the Democrats win, right? They did better on that. They had an actual policy, a bill that was going to pass Congress. I'm sure he's getting to what Trump is going to do about it. Hold on.
Can you elaborate this? And look, let me stress.
I don't need to elaborate. There's a whole ass big old fucking bill that you can read if you want.
Some Democrats may come out with plans and say things like...
Well, technically, it was a Republican plan. It was a Republican senator who made the plan, but...
This is how the economy is going to work with more refugees and migrants coming in, because they don't say illegal immigrants. Some may have been doing that, but Kamala and the top-level Democrats in the ads were not doing that. Kamala came out and said, we are going to deal with price gouging at the corporate level. It only took 10 seconds for the average person to be like, yeah, nobody's doing that. That's not a thing you can stop. You can't just come out, bang a gavel and say no price gouging. And
well, I mean, actually, you can. It would be stupid. So thankfully she walked back from it. Not as stupid as global cross-market, cross-world tariffs, but...
And then it's remarkable. Oh, what was it? It was like CBS or something, or ABC. They were like, Donald Trump, the president can't control the price of butter. Oh, wow. I seem to recall Joe Biden canceling the Keystone pipeline deal, thus resulting in an increase in the cost of energy.
Probably not.
And it actually is functionally simple. When you shut down a pipeline that transports oil, and they say, yeah, but it wasn't coming here. It was going from Canada to the Gulf to be shipped out. Let me explain, liberals. When you shut down energy production, namely in the United States, you are telling people that if we expect X amount of growth and we require Y amount of energy for said growth, and then you curtail energy production, people are going to say the supply of energy will not meet the demand for the United States. We are weakening our positions. But it wasn't just Keystone. It was canceling fracking on public lands. And that goes outside the petrodollar. That's natural gas production here in the United States.
This has absolutely nothing to do with petrodollar shit, although I love the dog whistle to conspiracy. We're producing energy at greater levels than we ever have been. He's not going to name a single Trump policy, is he? He's not.
States. So now Donald Trump, it's very simple. He can say, we're going to give the fracking contracts back, which is going to increase supply of energy. This across the board will, with greater supply, reduce cost of energy. At every level, when you're producing butter, for instance, which by me, I kid you not, at our local supermarket, $7.50 for a 4-pack of Land O'Lakes. Fine, we'll buy the Weiss brand. It's only $5. Still, it's nuts. Absolutely crazy. Here's what happens. You got a farmer. He's got equipment. He's got to run the equipment. He needs energy. Energy costs. He's got cows. He's got to feed them. Energy costs. They got to ship the grain in. Energy costs. Then
it's so funny how we talk about energy costs, energy costs, energy costs. Oh, that's true. This is all true. What about tariffs on everything? Don't you think that would cause everything to increase as well? Or
he's got to take the milk from the cows, transport it to a processing plant, which makes butter. Transportation cost. Then they got to bring in packaging. Transportation cost. Every level, when your energy goes up, exponentially increase the cost of goods. Anyway, I'm ranting here. The point is this: Trump's got a trifecta, and Democrats are running on a whole lot of nothing. And now,
wait. Okay, so he brought up things that the Democrats did have plans for, actual solid legislation for. He brought up energy, which we are all at all-time highs of production. And so he brought up two of the worst points in favor of his side that are actually both in favor of the Democrats. Is he going to name anything that Trump wanted to do at all, or like a single thing at all?
Now, I've got this tweet from Ezra Klein where I think it perfectly exemplifies exactly what the Democratic Party is and why they're so happy about this. Now, again, I'll stress, they are losing their minds, but yes, they're happy. It's performative. Oh, the fascists have taken over. La resistance must rise again. It's exactly what they want for their grift because they're offering up nothing substantive to the American people to fix their problem.
Why would you say the resistance needs to rise when you guys were the ones who still didn't believe the results of the 2020 election? Kamala conceded it was the next day, right? Like, it's just lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. I hope that at some point, I hope someday, maybe historically, you guys can look and understand that these are evil people, right? These are people that are looking to these are people that don't care about the concept of freedom of speech. They just want to hijack freedom of speech like a virus and use it to lie to you and then claim that they're fighting for freedom of speech when really they just want the right to tell lies with impunity.
Problems. As exemplified by this tweet, I believe is greatly exemplified by Ezra Klein. Now, look. I'm of two minds on this. I think it's fair that Democrats do a post-mortem and try and figure out where they went wrong and how they can win. But me, I don't care about politics. I got two guys.
Wait.
Democrats do a post-mortem is greatly exemplified by Ezra Klein. Now, look. I'm of two minds on this. I think it's fair that Democrats do a post-mortem and try and figure out where they went wrong and how they can win. But me, I don't care about politics. I got two guys standing in front of me, and one guy's like, hey, I got a plan. Want to buy it? The other guy's like, I got no plan. Let's be angry together. And I'm like,
what was the plan? Are we going to do this, or?
I'm buying the product from the guy who says he's a plan for me. I don't care about your political party. When the other guy then says, I got to figure out how to convince this guy to buy from me. I say, my dude, how about you actually just do the right thing and maybe I'll come around?
What did Trump do, though? Why, this is such a waste of time.
If Democrats' response to this, and this is what it is.
Their response was passing tons of huge legislation to make historic investments and reinvestments in American infrastructure, American green energy, and American energy production, which is why we are at energy production levels of all-time highs.
Is to say, what can the Democratic Party do to reach these people better? I'm just like, well, you don't need a special plan or anything. It's called being sane, reasonable, and rational. But what we're seeing from this postmortem is Democrats saying being a Democrat is all that matters. When they come out and say the Democrats should adopt a pro-gun stance, that was a big clip from Destiny's postmortem. They should adopt pro-2A stance and say this, and I'm like, what?
I think I said that. I'm glad. They don't have to be huge pro-2A. I don't know what he clipped of me. Democrats don't have to be huge pro-Second Amendment. They just need to leave gun issues alone. Just stop fucking obsessing over them. It just hurts you. You don't have to come out as a massive pro-Second Amendment. Just stop obsessing over them.
What you're telling me is they don't actually like guns. They just want to be Democrats. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. I support the Democratic Party until 2020. I donated the max to Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard. I said,
Imagine if you told somebody like this, oh, I support Republicans. I donated the max to Liz Cheney and Kissinger or whatever. Kill me, bro.
I like these people. I said Donald Trump should bring Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang in to his administration as an olive branch. Get the moderates like me. And a lot of people are like, no, Andrew Yang's nuts. What they're telling us with all of these postmortems is that it is better to be a Democrat than to be right. Me? I don't care what your political party is. If you come to me and say, here's a plan that makes sense.
What's the plan?
Here's something reasonable and rational. I'll say, okay, I like that. I'll take it. And that's
okay, what is it? We're going to hold on. I'll watch up to 10 minutes.
Exactly what Republicans did. Now when Democrats come out and say, maybe we should abandon that policy and try this policy, what they're really saying is, we are a team. Team Democrat. Policy doesn't matter. Convincing the American people to support Team Democrat matters. Okay, well, if you break it down like this, Republicans have an agenda, and their agenda is...
Oh, we're getting into it. Finally, thank God. Okay, 2 minutes. Thank you. Finally. Tell me what the agenda is, please. Thank you.
not what they're selling to the American people. But you know what? That's how it's been for a long time, actually. Democrats and Republicans were just trying to get as many votes as possible. That's all that matters. And they do whatever they want. But the MAGA populist movement is a bit different. You've got this fight now in the Senate. We don't want these rhinos. And I'm not even convinced Rick Scott's the right choice. But that's what...
I like how every single Republican that doesn't sycophantically support Donald Trump is a rhino, but people like Tulsi Gabbard and Yang, who are the most outer perimeter Democrats ever, Tulsi's left of the Democrat, like these are real Democrats. Like, it's so on its face, obviously stupid. It's I don't even know what to say. It feels like smurfing in politics, like listening to these people. But then it's like retarded because like whether or not you win or lose is just, I don't even know. This is mind riding.